Is it safe?
Is it safe?
Yes, fully vaccinated studio. It's pandemonium!
That is right. Welcome to the Kinetic Sculpture in Place.
I'm Cliff.
I'm Amy.
And this is the goddess Jenno.
That is right.
And we are here courtesy of the wonderful people at Access Humboldt.
Right. This is the alternative to the Kinetic Grand Championship since we're still in pandemic time.
But everybody here in the studio is fully vaccinated, so we get to see each other and we get to see you.
That's right.
We will see nearly 20 teams compete in a variety of challenges that were designed by a group of racers and volunteers.
That is right.
Got together and created a matrix.
Good.
And then we will give you our awards show, our awards
banquet.
banquet.
The awards banquet. You're responsible for providing the food for your own banquet.
That's right. And if you'd like to go with the quality of food we normally have at our banquet, TV dinners are recommended. So this year we have pace instead of ace.
That is right. We're pacing instead of acing. So the P stands for pageantry.
The A stands for art.
That's right. The C stands for Cliff.
No,
obviously.
community.
Oh, okay.
And the E stands for engineering. Mm-hmm. So we all got together and in each of those categories created a variety of challenges. Plus there was the wild card in every category in case our teams decided to do something completely different.
Because it's kinetics and a lot of folks just don't like to
make our
fit
own
within
rules.
the boundaries.
Yes. So there will be an explainer of each of our challenges, and you can go to kineticgrandchampionship.com, and we are having the social media chat thing happening via YouTube. So the goddess Jenno is here to chat with you, and we'll do some shout outs, and we're excited about that. And so if you want to ask questions or make comments, you can use the chat. And if you just
We've
want to
actually already had a
hi.
few folks commenting and chatting already, even before this started.
That's right.
It's kind of amazing.
So we have glorious merchandise for you this year to support Kinetics.
We're flashing our merchandise.
That's right. We have this year's shirt.
Really cool, aren't they?
We have the stainless steel pint glasses designed by the glorious reason himself, Justin Hobart Brown. There are patches available on the website designed by Katie Texas. The shirts were designed by Seb Sears, who is only a friend and nothing more of the Baltimore race.
No rummers, please.
They created the octopus to represent all the different challenges. Mm-hmm. So we have pageantry, including. You want to talk about pageantry?
Yes, pageantry. We have oh yeah, or as you say it, oh yeah.
There you go. So we're looking for storytelling. We have the Judy Bear Award, which we do to honor our friend Judy, who was the teddy bear lady for many, many years, and she was the one responsible for making sure all the teddy bears were judged and geared out and
not abused.
Loved. And not abused. That's right. So we're very excited to bring you Kinetic Sculpture in Place. We have some things to say. We have people to say hi to. So Dr. Duct Tape, Wayne, you're here. Astrid the Mermaid, Queen Glitterina Sassy Pants, Princess Harold, Chris, Bob is here, Queen Sarut Robotica, Michelle. Hi, Michelle, a glorious ground pounder I know well. Steve Three-Peat McHenry, Joel Needmore, Cowbell Clark, and Chelsea. Welcome. We're so excited to have you with us. Mm-hmm. Normally, we would be on the plaza at this time with the machines going round and round in various directions and an adoring crowd of thousands. But we get to enjoy it from the safety of our own homes or our studio in our case. Mm-hmm. So before we go into pageantry, which you'll get an explanation, you'll see all the entries, we're going to hear something very special indeed. So, and I want to give a shout out to our floor director, Jen. She's worked really hard to put things together. The entire committee has worked hard to put together videos that have some historical
and in case
significance.
you don't know who Jen is, Queen Dynamite.
That's right.
Woo!
So, and a shout out to Rob Dog, the Rabbit Aquabet, for providing our Kinetic Sculpture Race flag as well. Mm-hmm. So we're excited. If you would like to get, while they last, the Kinetic Sculpture in Place bandanas.
And that was designed by Katie Texas, I believe.
Yes, at the museum, which is now opened on weekends. Yay!
Fantastic. That Kinetic Museum is just a cavalcade of kinetic history.
It is.
Going way, way back.
So, pageantry, and now, before we do that, a message from our glorious founder, Hobart Brown.
This is not just a sport event or auto racing or anything else. This is an event that includes you in it. This is an art form. You're to express yourself in your way. We have engineers who are going to express themselves in their way. And we have artists who are going to express themselves in their way. And then you have my group, losers, who express ourselves in our way. We're a large group.
Well, howdy folks, this is Ted E. Bear, and this is my TED Talk. I work for Team Fungi at Humboldt Kinetic Universe. Well, 2020 was a bust. I didn't get to be on the machine, and looks like 2021 the same thing. But I want to tell you, I've had fun being off that machine, and I haven't had to be in any water, no mud, no sand. And I think we should get here in this convertible. What do you think we put the top down and have some fun, huh? I just want everybody to stay positive. And this is 2021. Teddy Talk, Teddy Bear. Oh, look at that. That's kind of kinetic, isn't it? What do we got going on there? That's a convertible hardtop, folks. This is Ted E. Bear. I'm signing out, and I'm going to be riding off into the sunset, everybody. All right, bye, y'all.
to the Haminator 2021 pageantry video. I know you've all been waiting with bated breath and all sorts of other bated things to find out what sculpture the Haminators, who previously had no sculpture, have in store for you. Well, your wait is almost over because it is waiting to emerge from behind our outstanding wall of 2020. Yeah, actually, we could have made 700 or 800 times that many walls, but we only started collecting boxes last week. Anyway, that is the wall through which we will introduce the not at all brand new Haminator kinetic sculpture. Pay no attention to the chickens. They found something they like there. So without any further ado, I will give the countdown, and the Haminator pilot, who I must also mention, this will come up in a later video, is the youngest Haminator pilot, possibly the youngest pilot ever, of this particular kinetic sculpture and possibly every kinetic sculpture in the world. But you'll hear more about that later. All right, are you ready? Haminator pilot, are you ready? Yeah. 3, 2, 1, go! Ah! Oh, look at that sculpture! Woo! And there he goes.
Robot.
Son, I love you, but we really need to talk about this evil thing.
Mama, I'm not evil. I'm a lovable nuisance. An evil person would cut your machine in half. An annoying person would hide their saw.
this wall. Pretty nice wall, you'd say. It's like a metaphor or a simile. And then you got this sculpture. What is this? Was a boot on it? I guess probably for reasons. Oh, yeah. Ooh, we're gonna kick down the wall. Yeah, that's what that boot's for. Oh, it's gonna go right through. Oh, yeah. What? No. I can't see the wall breakdown. Can't see the pilots. Yeah, oh, here we go. Yes. No! I guess that's pretty good, though, except I want to see the wall explode! What are you doing? I want to see terror and destruction! Oh, yeah! Yeah! Oh, yeah! That's what I'm talking about. Wait. Is this all you guys do when I'm not around? Oh, look at the dog. That was a sweet dog. It's Emma. Who's a good doggy? Oh, Emma's a good doggy.
What the heck? My budget's cut again?
Priorities, Steve.
What could be more important than ocean research?
Bugs.
Bugs?
Bugs.
I'm gonna need more than that.
You always do, Steve. Let me fill you in. Well, you've been marinating under the sea. There's been a bug apocalypse up here on Earth.
What can I do then? I need money. Submarines aren't cheap.
Don't look at me. I've already given you all the money I have. And not my parents' money either. Not a penny more for his shenanigans. That's a quote.
She won't give me any money. No, not her parents' money either. What am I gonna do?
You could pursue government grants like an honest scientist. The way I do.
Look at me. No one's gonna give me a grant. I wouldn't give me a grant.
Maybe you could send an intern.
Alistair, that's brilliant. I'll send all my interns. If they can prove the Bugageddon is fake news, people will put their focus back on the ocean. I'll get my funding back.
Steven, you know the web of life includes both the ocean
Klaus,
and the land.
call the interns.
They're all interconnected.
We've got to test the windshield effect for science.
Hello? Find bugs. Okay, Steve, I'm on it.
Steve?
Bugs in here.
We think we found an insect. Oh no, it's just a clothespin.
All I find is cash.
How are the interns doing?
They're going all out, but no insects yet. None. Zip. Zilcho. No, I'm eating ferns.
The bug apocalypse is relevant to
our work, you know.
Really? How so?
Well, fish eat bugs, don't they?
Yeah.
So, no bugs.
No fish.
Great angle. I can hook a sponsor with that. Eleanor! An intern found a book! Look, it's a miracle!
A real live bug?
Yes, look! A bug!
Steve, tell it you love it.
What?
Tell it.
The bug?
Yes, Steve, we must love the bugs as we love ourselves, lest we become grist for the cosmic mill.
Eleanor, you're such a poet. I love you.
Not me, the bug.
All right. I love you.
You have to mean it.
Damn it, Eleanor, I'm trying.
My name is Caitlin Vanderwally. I'm a second-year Kinetic Shelter-in-Place racer and a first-year captain. Today we're going to talk about our struggle getting started with this event. As you know, Kinetics is about making people power fun and inspiring for our friends and community. So how do we do it when we're at home without our friends and our community? One thing we use human power for is to imagine the end of our dependence on fossil fuels. We imagine that at some point gasoline will be so expensive that it won't be feasible to use a car. So we'll get around on a big tricycle, maybe the preschool will be a caterpillar of children on tricycles. We'll deliver food to our neighbors, and everything will be people-powered. That's the idea of what we'll do after this oil apocalypse. But we've felt that this year. We've felt a lack of the amenities that we're used to, and the response was different than the utopia we might be working towards. So we learned this year what happens when we really run out of human power. Before we continue, I would like to take a moment to think about those of our family and community that didn't make it through this past year. Thank you. So what it comes down to is you and I woke up on this side of the dirt today. So even if we don't feel like we have the resources, the energy to try and make something happen, to participate in culture and community, that's not true. We can. So what happens when we run out of human power? Well, we have been extremely horizontal this month. It's hard to get things done. We're both back at work on my team, and we're so grateful to be there, but it doesn't leave us with a lot. I noticed recently that I have not gardened this year whatsoever, but when I looked outside, maybe 200 tiny amaranth were volunteering from seeds that I planted last year. Amaranth is famously able to reseed itself and impossible to eradicate. So this was an accident, but I didn't think it would happen. So that brings us to an alternate source of production besides people power. This is plant power. Plants can be food, they can be fences or shade, they can be fuel for our vehicles or for our bodies, they can be dog treats, and they can be beautiful. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk.
Hi, Reed Spacer here. For many years, Emily and I have been having a great time performing our pageantry, which always includes a song where I help Emily deliver a great performance.
Shaving seconds of his time.
People ask, how do we come up with these glorious songs? I think our songs really click because we sing music that's familiar, and we have lyrics that are fun, original, and singable. That and Emily's got a great voice. Here's our recipe for success. First, we look for a song we like that we can sing with background music. Our go-to source for this is karaokeversion.com. In addition to purchasing the background music, we also get the song with vocals so we can practice the original song and really nail the timing. Songs cost about $3, so it's very affordable. Once we've got our song, we copy the original lyrics from the web into a shared spreadsheet we can both edit. To help find new words that rhyme with the original words, we use rhymezone.com. We put the choicest rhymes into a separate column and pick from them as we evolve new lines to our song. We pay attention to which syllables are stressed and, of course, the syllable count. It's much easier to sing if the new song flows like the original. And it takes time for songs to evolve, so start early and keep tweaking. At the race, we just plug in our phone to their audio system and we've got great music for our performance. And speaking of performance, I like to work in some theatrics to help tell the story in our song, like this.
When we zoom on our two skinny wheels, we'll do our best to miss the cars. Then Reed will guide our sculpture with just cheap handlebars. This is the sporting of a sculpture precarious, the sculpture hilarious,
Here's hoping your next pageantry song is fun and glorious, with some help from karaoke version and rhyme zone.
For the glory.
Istanbul's Constantinople, now it's Istanbul, my Constantinople, been a long time gone. Constantinople, now it's Turkish delight on a good night. Every gal in Constantinople lives in Istanbul, my Constantinople. So if you've been dead in Constantinople, she'll be waiting in Istanbul. Little New York was once New Amsterdam. Why they changed it, I can't say. Folks just liked it better that way. So take me back to Constantinople. No, you can't go back. Constantinople been a long time gone. Constantinople, where did Constantinople get the words? It's nobody's business but the Turks. Istanbul.
I don't have a key, I've got a lockpick. I don't have a key, I've got a lockpick. I don't have a key, I've got a lockpick.
This here's a tale for all the fellas trying to do what those ladies tell us. Okay, smarty, go to a party. Girls are scantily clad and showing body. A chick walks by, you wish you could sex it, but you're standing on the wall like, what is next? Next day's function, hot class luncheon. Food is served and you're stone cold munching. Music's on phones, people start to dance, but then you ate so much you nearly split your pants. Girl starts walking, guy starts gawking, sits down next to you and starts talking. Says she wanna dance cause she likes the groups. Hold on, fatso.
I don't have a key, I've got a lockpick. I don't have a key, I've got a lockpick. I don't have a key, I've got a lockpick. I don't have a key, I've got a lockpick.
Yay!
Oh my gosh, the pageantry's so much fun.
You know, you got to hand it to them. There was a lot of creativity going on there.
Yeah, and the songs and dances, all that.
That was really amazing. I mean, it's like, you know, we're used to the kinetic sculpture race out in the plaza and the
But
dunes.
this is kinetic sculpture in place, and people have been really inventive.
People are bringing it.
Yeah, so in case you're just joining us, this is Kinetic Sculpture in Place. We are your MCs.
I am Cliff.
I am Amy, and we are happy to be here in the vaccinated Access Humboldt Studios.
That is right.
And
fully vaccinated.
Now we have seen the P in Pace, the pageantry. The next we're going to do is art.
But before that...
No. I want to talk about bribes as part of art.
Before that...
So we have bribes from Team Goddess Racing.
Thank you, Jeno.
And Tina. And we got a bribe from Tracy from Team Melvin. This is a piece of art. Yeah. We've got the Royal Pain. And it's not too late to bribe your officials, just saying. We've got some kinetic shout outs as well. So Bernadette, pageantry judge.
Thank you.
Stephanie. We have the Be This Bell Band, Patrick, and Queen Monica, Goddess of Entertainment. So we've got, if you want to be part of the chat, you can go to YouTube and be from there. We want to say, if you want to say hello or ask a question or give some glory. And we want to also highlight that if you want to give a message, Jenna will get it. She'll get it to us, and we'll read it off of the very high-tech index
An official
card.
index card.
That's right. So we want to thank everybody who's participating. Not only do we have the teams, but we have volunteers.
We've got donors.
The committee members, partners, sponsors. Sponsors get extra glory, and of course,
merchandise.
Glorious
Don't
spectators.
forget about merchandise.
Yes, we have the glorious Kinetic Sculpture in Place t-shirts. We have the pint glass designed by the glorious reason, Justin Hobart Brown. You can go to even more information at kineticgrandchampionship.com, where you can learn about the teams. You can learn about the whole matrix of possibilities. You can buy merchandise if you want to support the kinetic universe.
And we want to thank you for watching this.
Glorious spectators.
You know, we've got, we can't do this in person yet, but we're so close.
We're
so close.
Like Passover, next year on the plaza. Before we go into all of the glorious art, we have a message from Eureka Mayor, Susan Seaman.
Susan Seaman.
Susan Seaman.
Say it 10 times fast.
10 times fast.
Hi, I'm Mayor Susan Seaman, and I want to congratulate all the Kinetic Sculpture in Place competitors for their creative ingenuity and engineering prowess. For the glory.
Hi, my name is Simon, and here I present to you the organ bike. This is Orgle Kits mounted onto a bike. And Orgle Kits is an organ that kids can build and disassemble. And it works too. And we mounted it onto a bike frame that our friend Trevor made. The bells are pumped by the organist pedaling, and the organist plays as they do so. We put this on a bike so that we could keep up with the public and Oregonians in the summer.
I'm Trevor Held, and I run Mary's River Metalwork, which is in the shop back there, and specialize in human-powered machines. Engineering was all based around just making a drawing of it, and this is version 2. Figuring out the suspension was sort of challenging, but it's not really that complicated. It just looks fancy. And the suspension is fairly tunable. They're air shocks or air struts, so you can adjust the spring rate based on how much air pressure is in them. The bellows linkages, I think, are the most fun and interesting part of the whole thing, not including the organ itself, of course. It's adjustable in various dimensions. The seat goes up and down, backward and forth, and the organ goes up and down, backward and forth.
Now it's Muscovium, a 115, the former Anabium's calcium, fired at Americium, made while they played, and the gamma rays fade. Its sheen and color cannot be reckoned, that's because its half-life is less than a second, so if you the date with old Deuteronomium, too late, it just decayed. It served lots and lots of science fiction plots. Why they made it, I can't say, but it's so much more periodic this way. So take me back to old Deuteronomium, you can't go back to old Deuteronomium. Ensign Chekhov knows it's Muscovium, Agent Mulder knows it's Muscovium, Lisa Simpson knows it's Muscovium, Goddess Jeno knows it's Muscovium. There's room at the table for some more, but no one can tell me what it's for. 115.
Make some noise, loud and proud. Use your voice and be heard.
April 22nd, Earth Day. So here's the Roadrunner sculpture. This machine is built all entirely out of junk. This is the great Kinetic wizard back here in my stroking position. I wanted to walk in closer here to show you all the previous Kinetics from over the years that are put on here, especially this one here. This shows the crane out on the water just taking off for the race. Here the same crane is in the parade before the race. I like this one a lot. It's called Peace Mission when Bush invaded Iraq. Here's an interesting one, a dragonfly up on the top of my little Toyota pick-em-up truck. This is my daughter. All my kids are kineticists. She's standing by Butterfly Hill, named after the woman that sat in the redwood tree. Here's Butterfly Hill in the mud flats. So these are 30 years of kinetics. Here's the great kinetic wizard. And here's a close-up of the crane reaching out over the crowd. And it's a somber year this year. My friend Jerry, been blind since birth, has a coffee company. And here he is, where we first met him, standing by Aristotle. He's a coffee connoisseur, brews coffee, makes coffee, has a coffee shop, and a wonderful friend. Lives a few blocks from the grocery store that was part of that shooting a few months ago. This is the second time there's been a shooting near the Kinetics in Boulder, right before the Kinetics, right before May 1st.
Tina Kerrigan here with Team Goddess Racing, and I wanted to share a little bit of what we did to build our art for our Goddess Bunny. Unfortunately, I started this process about a year ago, so what I have to work with are photographs that I've taken over the last year, so hopefully this will work. We started with a whole lot of tube bending and welding to make the back shape, that is the torso of the bunny. And the skin of the bunny is actually Solex, which is a greenhouse material that super durable and lightweight, but really hard to make curves. So I'm not sure I'd use it again. The head itself is made out of foam, which is cut with a hot wire cutter and glued together to make the basic shape, and then carved down to get a little closer. The ears are also Solex that are wired into a pipe inside the head. And with a whole lot of Gorilla Glue. And then once the glue was dry, sanded it down into the shape of the head that I wanted. The ears are hand sewn on over the Solex. And actually realized I was going to run out of fabric, so I had to get really creative about sewing the head. But got it to work. The eyes are actually fused glass that I made. The inner shell is painted black so that it fades in pictures, and the ears and the mouth are holographic that I glued on. Last weekend, we actually built the frame for the drum and the front art frame, so that was really exciting to get that done. And you can see these photographs here of us doing that part. Here's the front glass art and the drum frame, and then we did our videos. So that's what we have done so far. We are looking forward to racing in Humboldt County next year, but for now, it's been fun participating in the Kinetic Sculpture Race in Place. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Bob Vandewally with Team Pineapple. I'm going to share with you a low toxicity technique that's going to save you time and money while reducing waste and give you a competitive advantage as you pedal up Melvin's Mile. If you've been building kinetic sculptures for any length of time, you're already familiar with this tool and this product. You might also be familiar with fabric, glue and paper, building an armature. And if you're super hardcore, fiberglass. Every pound of resin you put on is a pound you're going to be carrying with you for the entire race. Who wants to lug that around? You all know the giant downfall with this stuff. So much waste. $23 to make an inch. So, that's $100 every 4 inches of volume. And I don't want to pay that. I don't think you do either. The technique I'm going to share with you today lets you build extremely lightweight structures of literally anything you can imagine. It's just floor mats. And I can build a giant volumetric object out of that. You do need special products for this. You absolutely have to use the red can of weldwood, and you absolutely have to use PPG gripper. To cut the foam, you're going to want to use a 1-inch box cutter. What you're going to learn to do is to hold the blade at an extremely low angle, like as low as you can get it. And you make a long cut. Because what you're making here when you cut it is you're making a seam. Here, I'll show you what a lot of people try to do. This kind of texture is not fine. The skill you'll develop is to see where 2 planes meet. It's how a garment maker knows where to put the seam. You'll make a model and use it to find these edges to cut the foam and build your sculpture. I'm building a clam. I wrapped the clay model in foil and duct tape to make a skin I can flatten to create the pattern, which I enlarge. After gluing it together, I have a prop I can use in my movie. Let's look at the assembly process. Transfer the pattern to the foam and cut out the pieces. The contact cement often takes 2 coats and is ready when it is glossy and just dry to the touch. Align edges carefully and slowly close up the gaps. To prevent the sun from destroying your seams, finish with fabric wetted in gripper primer. You'll make scrap, but it's much easier to manage than the pink foam microplastics. Your sculptures will be lighter, curvier, and cheaper than whatever technique you're using now. If you're interested in learning more about this technique, drop a comment on this video or look me up on Facebook. I'll be happy to walk you through it, step by step, for the glory.
All right, and now it is time for the Haminator art entry. So we are ticking this box in several ways. The first is that our sculpture, which you were introduced to in our pageantry video, is itself a work of art a la Mr. Marcel Duchamp, in that it is, as you can see, a ready-made objet d'art. So that's number one. It's already art. We could stop here, but we won't. We have so much more in store for you. Additionally, we are going to play this kinetic sculpture a la Mr. Frank Zappa. See link that will be added later. In his first television appearance, he played the bicycle with Steve Allen. So, channeling these 2 fine artists, we are going to use this ready-made art object to create music. And here are our 2 musicians now to begin.
When I say stop, 1, 2, 3, stop.
Excellent, gentlemen. Juju Bear got so excited they fell off the bike.
Hi, Reed Spacer here. Dave Neiman built this amazing spin art trike that he brings to events like Spring Roll, Open Streets, Da Vinci Days, various maker fairs, etc. It rides just like a trike, but remains nice and stationary when you get to your destination, so the art people create comes out nicely. It's got a bottle to collect spun-off paint and a rack for drying creations. Here's a quick demo of Reed Spacer making some art while Niels Nielsen powers the machine. Green's thick.
Yeah, that's cool.
Right. All right. All right, let's see this one. Sweet. I see a bird.
Make your mark and see where it takes you.
Wait, Jamie. What are these? Dad? I'm gonna go get What are these, Dad?
They're lights.
Let's do this. Can the whole family go frozen? I'm never going frozen. Hey, it's a grass melon. Mom, is that? Whoa!
Okay.
challenge, A Vision of Kinetics. Humboldt Kinetic Works presents A Look to the Future. Well, hello everybody, and thanks for coming. This is Fun Guy, and we are looking at a vision to the future. So right now, and what we do commonly in the race, or we're getting ready for the race, is we do concept drawings, and you'll see that's what I'm doing here for our next big sculpture, doing a concept drawing. The front end is going to be a little changed. You know, I've been looking at some new front ends, and I believe I'm going to have a whole new thing that's just going to blow everybody's mind out of the water. But so don't look too closely at my drawing. And I have my daughter here also doing it as well. And I like to do that with my team. I encourage them to express themselves, and we come together and put all our ideas together and just make it amazing. And that's really what Kinetics is about, getting together with your friends, your family, and creating together and just making it a really fun time. And I tell you, man, it's something that you just gotta love. So come out and check it out. Here we are for the glory. Meow. Oh no! Evil Kitty's back! Oh no!
Yay! Talk about creativity. Awesome.
That was so good. I'm amazed at just the amount of work people are putting into this thing. And thanks again to you for watching the Kinetic Sculpture in Place. We really appreciate it. Let's introduce ourselves again. I am Cliff.
I'm Amy. We're your race announcers, or your Kinetic Sculpture in Place announcers, as it will. For those of you who are participating via YouTube, you can chat with the goddess Jeno and answer questions. There's also a link for donating to Kinetic Universe if you are there. We have some shout outs. I think we're taking from the bottom to the top. So thank you, Ginny Dexter, Sherry Starr, Queen Metalana, Empower Us to Glory.
And I've got to give a shout out to my old team captain, Carl, Kinetic Carl.
Team Who's Your Daddy, we love you very, very much. Thank you to all the participants, the special love to the donors and committee members, and of course our glorious spectators. And we are here at the fully vaccinated studios, Cutting Art Studios.
Access Humboldt.
That's right.
That is right.
And we want to thank AppWorks and Humboldt Hot Sauce and Northwest. Am I saying that right?
Northwest AppWorks.
Northwest AppWorks. Okay, got it. So we have gorgeous and glorious merchandise this year, as always.
We are modeling some
That's
of them.
right.
Beautiful.
One of our friends who's a friend of the Baltimore race did the logo with the octopus representing all of the different challenges. There is a kids shirt also this year.
Very bright.
In case you want to, lose your kids, this will.
You won't lose them.
You won't lose them. And of course, the pint glasses, designed by the glorious reason himself,
Justin Hobart Brown, and you can put any kind of beverage in this you would like.
Though I recommend a cooler beverage, just because it is metal.
True, you could burn your fingers.
You could, but we wouldn't want that. We do want to thank everybody for doing this. Obviously, our teams have put so much love and care and effort into their videos, and they do that so we can all have a good time, which is what Kinetics is all about.
And they've kept Kinetics going during the pandemic, which is fantastic. This is our second Kinetic Sculpture in Place, and fingers crossed, this will be our last. It will be
our last in lieu of the actual race. Maybe we will keep this as a way for people to participate from far, far away, because we have people from all over the world participating this year, which I think is really glorious and exciting.
Of course, we always do each year have people competing from all over the world because this is the Grand Championship.
The World Championship. So our next round is the community round, and there are different categories that you can do in this, including a wild card. So if you didn't like it, there is a next generation, a service day, and the social climber. Now the social climbers were the ones that we got to see ahead of time, and we will be announcing the winner of the social climber during the awards show or the awards banquet. And they say, please keep an eye out for Team Pineapple's video because their bribe this year is a reverse bribe. So if you do what I did and you post a picture of a pollinator and add the hashtags of their team to the end of the video or add on your picture, they will make a donation to a pro-pollinator organization. And so they're doing a reverse bribe this year, and they would really like to contribute $300 to that, which is...
That's awesome.
So I posted mine. I hope you will post yours. We always like to make a point of acknowledging that we are on unceded Wiyot land here along the race and here in Access Humboldt Studio. And I always like to tell my students, because I am a teacher, that as are you, that not only are we on Wiyot land, but no amount of broken treaties or genocide will ever change the fact that it's Wiyot land. And Kinetic Universe and the Wiyot tribal community are working together towards building a relationship with acknowledging names, places along the race, and in addition to the American English and Kinetic names. So we're going to have like triple names, which is lots of fun that we race on. And so once again, we are indebted to them for being on this gorgeous, gorgeous place, and hope that we as Kinetic Universe tread lightly on it.
And we're about ready to move on to our next section of the Kinetic Sculpture in Place,
which is community.
That's right.
Which has always been at the heart of Kinetics, and this year we're actually acknowledging it as a said piece of the event, which I think is exciting.
It's going to be a lot of fun.
And before we do community, we have a message to us from the Wiyot Nation.
Before 1849 and the gold rush, the California coast north of San Francisco was poorly known by European Americans. In the early maps of Northern California, the coast between Cape Mendocino and Oregon is drawn as a very short and nearly blank stretch of land. In fact, native people, including the Wiyot, had lived along this coastline for thousands of years. By 1851, mapmakers included Humboldt Bay, which lies at the heart of traditional Wiyot territory, in their maps of the North Coast, along with a handful of other newly created English place names, such as the bayside towns of Eureka and Union, later Arcata, Trinidad Bay and the Mad River to the north, and the Eel River to the south. All of these places and hundreds more already had names in the Wiyot language, but as white settlers quickly dominated the coast of what is now Humboldt County, and the Wiyot population and language declined, these names were lost except in a few obscure linguistic and archaeological texts. Ancestral Wiyot territory encompassed approximately 1,000 square miles, or 30% of modern-day Humboldt County. Many Wiyot place names reflect the relationship of the Wiyot people and their culture to the land. Wiyot place names are often highly descriptive. Some names describe natural features or uses of a place. The name of Trinidad Bay, just north of Wiyot territory, means land is curved. Meaning over in the woods, is the name for the area that is now Arcata, but was once part of this region's vast redwood forests. Now known as Eureka, means where you sit and rest, perhaps indicating a stopping point along the canoe route between the South Bay and the Mad River. The Wiyot name of Indian Island means wetland or floating land. A few place names reflect aspects of the area's history since the arrival of white settlers. Juwachguri, the name for the site of the old Fort Humboldt, translates as lying down with one's knees drawn up, and likely refers to the suffering of hundreds of Wiyot people who were kept for months by the U.S. Army in a crowded mud pit near the fort, where many died of exposure and disease. Davatskawetlawi, meaning where they hoist a sail, is one name for Fields Landing, reflecting the fact that this area was once an important loading and launching site for ships sailing up and down the coast. Today, most Wiyot ancestral lands are owned by government or private entities, but many Wiyot people still live here and feel a deep bond with the landscape that has been their home for millennia. In 2004, a 67-acre portion of Duluwat was repatriated to the Wiyot tribe by the city of Eureka. To the south, Beat Mud is a site for cultural events, ceremonies, and fishing and gathering. Gilush is home to the Table Bluff Reservation, the offices of the Wiyot tribe, and regular gatherings and events. As native Wiyot place names are recovered from the archives, they are increasingly being sought out for use in the broader community. Organizations like the Fort Humboldt State Historic Park and the McKinleyville Land Trust have begun incorporating native Wiyot place names in their interpretive signs. And recently, Humboldt State University's new art gallery was officially named the Kutitni Gallery, recognizing the Wiyot name for Arcata. Gradually, a Wiyot map of Wiyot lands is emerging.
In working with the Wiyot Language and Cultural Department, the Kinetic Universe is working toward bringing the Wiyot language to the Kinetic Grand Championship racecourse by introducing Wiyot place names alongside their American English names. Places like Kutitni, the name for Arcata, meaning over in the woods, or Wadush, meaning dunes, Gilush, which refers to Table Bluff. These are just some of the places that the Kinetic Grand Championship race go throughout the course. We hope that you enjoy learning Sulataluk, the Wiyot language, as you go through the championship race course, and we hope that you have a wonderful 2021 event. Thank you for being part of this great event, and Jawaksh. See you later.
And we've seen skis like this before. Look, and this you go like this, you go like this, you go. You go, I'm gonna sit down, and I'm gonna go for a ride, and I'm gonna paddle, and this will be so much fun. Won't this be fun? Yes, it's so much fun. You're the youngest. You're to be the youngest kineticist in the whole world. Right. And there's not too many ladybugs in this event. You could be the youngest, only ladybug. Youngest person and only ladybug. It's okay. Remember being on the ski lift for the first time? Oh, look at that. Isn't this fun? Yay! See, look, it rolls and rolls. It goes back and forth. Oh, no. It's so much fun. It's so much fun. Oh, no. Can you be Emerson and brave for a minute? You're so brave. Okay, now he's going to learn how to push you. And then I'm not going to push you fast, I'm not going to push you slow. So, ready? The ladybug is speeding along the west bank. Oh no! Are we going to uphill, downhill, or flat? Oh no, which one do? You decide. Oh no!
like all the colors she used. I could do that.
What, paint a mural?
Now look at stuff. Is that going flat now? Rilla, is that you? Ha ha ha, it says who? Is this going flat now? This is my favorite flat mouse.
Hello? Hello, Steve. Steve, yes. Bugs? Bugs. Find bugs. Okay, Steve, I'm on it.
Steve?
There's bugs in here.
We think we found an insect. Oh no, it's just a clothespin.
Must find bugs.
Bonjour, my friends. This is Genevieve, the amphibious creature quad. She is a kinetic sculpture that I'm building that will be used to go traveling and adventuring with kids of all ages and cultures. She will be a platform for immersive and completely interactive digital journalism. When Genevieve is out exploring different regions, we will meet kids of all different ages and cultures. While the kids are animating her and riding with me, we will discuss different creative ideas, even things such as new alternatives to green energy. We will also be able to integrate several different types of cameras on Genevieve. For instance, this 360-degree camera, where we're showing the tiny planet effect. It will also be possible to integrate a split screen where you could see the people animating and talking about creative ideas at the same time. You would be amazed at the variety and just the scale of these beautiful creative ideas that the kids have when they're riding around animating the creature. This is the first outdoor camera rig test, and it's very wobbly, so it will definitely get better. This here is another creature quad, Miss Tickle, but you can get the basic idea of what it will look like when I'm interviewing someone in the cockpit with me and while we're animating things together. We'll be able to have basic conversations in English, Spanish, even a little French, and other languages like German and Russian too, if there's some type of translating going on. This is Genevieve's cockpit in progress. It's basically the same idea, though it's also equipped with an electric motor and an extra lever for a drop-down propeller in the back for the water rides, as well as some electronics for the eyes and the boat running lights and stuff like that. And this is a shot of Genevieve being taken away. She'll be portable and on a trailer. And voila, there's your digital journalism platform, kind of left field and out of the box. Thank you.
Hello, and welcome back to Case of News. I am here with Pilot Haminator and Juju Bear Haminator. So, tell me about your inspirations in this incredible project.
Well, I mean, like so many other artists, I feel, and Juju, correct me if I'm wrong here, but it seems like most artists are just inspired by this, drive to create, to just sort of make something. And this kinetic sculpture and place contest, which we also participated in last year, has just been perfect for trying to get the whole Caminator team together and just creating things that, are kinetic. And it's been a great way for us to pass the time, really.
Really incredible. You mentioned art in that response. How has your history and background in art affected and influenced this project for you?
Well, I mean, since I was a kid, I've always been really drawn to the arts, really in any form. And I feel like that kind of morphed into me becoming a kinetic sculpture pilot. But having a history in arts has really kind of helped me to understand and feel the projects as I pilot them. I can just sort of connect with them in a way that I feel like some people couldn't.
And Juju Bear, I see you've got a whole bunch of various awards and such there with you. Tell me about them. Incredible, thank you. So, tell me about the spelling of the word Haminator. It's an odd way to spell that.
So, this actually comes from the Haminator team's last name, because we're a team first, but a family second. And our last name is actually Hammond. And so just it actually, the origins of it were a superhero I created in my art that I was talking about earlier called the Haminator. And that kind of had aspects of the whole Hammond family. And then it just sort of turned into more powerful than one Haminator was 4 Haminators, actually 5. Sorry, Juju Bear. And it really just, 5 is better than 1. So we're really the optimal Haminator team.
Thank you so much for your time. Pilot Haminator and Juju Bear Haminator, everybody.
Thank you for having me.
Alright, got ready, Trick?
Yep, it's going.
Oh, look at this! Wow! Get the junk out of the way. Get the tires.
Wow, they're like...
Cool! Drag it out. Drag it out. Wow. What can we do with that? Scratch your chin. I don't know. Let's go. All right. Thank you.
Go.
Okay, whoa. All right, out you go, kid. Hey, you, come home. Okay, man. Oh, there's another one. Come on. Other foot, other foot, other foot. Okay, Sam, out. Stand up, Sonny. Do. Up you go, girl. Sam, you don't walk in front of the camera. And out you go. Alright, good. Alright, so for that.
Ready.
I wonder. Look at that. Whoa! Look at that bouncing bike. Awesome, man. That's just perfect. All right, turn, Sam. Turn. Don't go in the middle of the street. Come back. Okay, Lily, go. Go. Circle, Sam. One more turn. Another circle. There. Sam, you go back. Lily, one more turn. Whoa! Whoa! Will it ever work? I don't know. Land shark indeed. Help me, help me! Alright, down there. Pedal, man. Alright, he's fast. Go, Lily, go. Go. And I'll go too. Turn, buddy. Tell him. All right, stop. All right, that'll do it. A little bit. All right. Game over.
Hello and welcome to the 2021 Kinetic Sculpture in Place. Here we are at Humble Kinetic Works. I'm Fun Guy, and we are going over a challenge that talked about using something kinetic to do something.
And I was looking around and go, I have a lot of recycling these days, right? Because you can't take your recycling anywhere. And I was like, how can I take care of that? So I got so much around my shop. What I could use, look, I got this old jack, grinder now, and all kinds of stuff. I got my line head. Maybe he could come in here and I can crunch the cans now. There's so much to see here. Grinders, pipes, should I make something? That's a lot of work. 1 minute. We're looking good. Oh, wait a minute. I could make a tire hammer. You know what? I know. I have the perfect thing that crunches stuff all the time. I always have. The machine now. It's missing a couple wheels.
But I decided, yes, this would make a great can crusher. So all I gotta do is just get loaded up. And as you can see, I have some cans lined up here before the machine. And we're gonna try to crunch them. Let's see if I still have the power. And
Steve, I know you need me to find the bugs to restore your science funding, but all I find is trash. No bugs. Someone should pick this up before it goes into the ocean.
Well, I do care about the ocean. Klaus, I'm giving you a new mission. Pick up the trash.
Me?
You said someone should pick up the trash? You're someone, aren't you?
But how? There is so much.
The deep search is in dry dock. Take the third wheel down to the marina, bring deep search back to the compound, and get her running for trash collection. You're off the B team, Klaus. You're now leading the cleanup crew.
trash is all picked up. The watershed is clean again.
That's great, Klaus. Now, get back to work and find me a bug.
Oh, I'm back on B team.
We've got a class 3 contamination over here. Send in the kid.
Rain Cactus, our first Oakland landmark is Picardy Street. Alright, Rain Cactus, our second Oakland monument is a mural. Honor water, honor life. Oakland spot number 3. We've got new construction,
so it became harder to
a vacant lot. I feel like you could definitely do a lot with that. Oakland landmark number 4, we have historic Mills College. It is closed right now for the pandemic, but I imagine you can just send your spores over or do whatever you need to do. Cactus, we're here at Oakland monument number 5, one of the most beautiful underpasses in the city. We've got a giraffe that is larger, this is true, than a real giraffe.
Hi, Reed Spacer here. I brought my sculpture to the Corvallis Spring Roll to promote kinetics at this great kids event where I later gave rides on my machine. In this video, you can watch the entire transformation from a 2-wheeled road racer to a 3-wheeled sand machine. Yay, kinetics.
Ready for this side, I'd be ready for sand here.
Yeah.
Let's see. Put the float on top. Lock it. They'll make a more high-tech mechanism for that, but it works.
Wow.
Lock in there, you. And then the chain is the last thing, and if I'm smart, I'll put my gloves on first. Okay, that's it. This is where I used to have my daughter help me, but it's easy enough to do solo here.
Hey, Bob, can I give you this?
All right, everybody, the ride is about to start. So if you're not already at the starting line and getting lined up,
put the chain on the next to the littlest
over there.
Space. If you put it on the very littlest one, it will unscrew.
It'll direct you where you should
when
go.
You go up
age group and rider, and looks like we got quite
that on there.
A number of riders out there.
And then I just roll it back.
Good, yeah. So make your way on over. Make your last minute repairs. Make your last minute adjustments. Make sure all the wheel nuts are tight. And everything's looking good. Your brakes are working. Get your helmets on. Get ready for a ride. But yeah, just to let you know, we're all lining up. And if keep in mind the adults who are in the orange vests are there if you need any assistance while you're on the course, kids.
Nice,
So,
nice low power.
Yeah. So enjoy the ride, and yeah, behind you right now, everybody's lining up.
I have always been passionate about promoting kinetics. 35 or so years taking pictures, sharing with teams and media, many of which are in this awesome book, Our Kinetic Compendium, created by Don Thomas. I spent many years volunteering in various roles with Goddess Geno, and in 1999, I started piloting with June Moxon for several years. In 2011, we borrowed a planned sculpture and built our own art, and we were hooked. In 2015, we started Team Goddess Racing, and we've been racing as our own team ever since. We work on this year-round. Of course, sharing pictures is so much easier with social media, and I really feel like that helps keep the excitement going. If you follow me on Facebook, you know what I mean. I've learned so much along the way, asking questions of other racers on how to do things, like anything you paint black will fade in pictures, and which adhesives to use on which types of material. Our Kinetic family is so wonderful at sharing ideas and techniques. It's inspired me to learn more, to do more, and to share more with others. I knew nothing about axles or bearings or gears before I started down this path, let alone building art that could withstand 3 treacherous days in Humboldt and several races each year. But I've learned all that from people on my team and other race teams. And we could not have done this without Chris and Veg from Team Why Not, who built our original planned frame. Now I can proudly say that I know what each thing is on this bike, how to maintain it, and how to fix it when it breaks. And with the help of my team, how to build art that stands up to kinetic racing. Heck, just this week, I learned how to make and animate videos. And here's a really cool thing. My granddaughter participated in Microkinetics in 2019. Unbeknownst to me, she built a replica of our star goddess. Look, it even looks like me with silver hair and everything. And check this out. The wheels turn and it floats. How cool is that? So keep learning, keep building, and keep sharing. You never know who you might inspire.
Thank you all the community participants, really exemplifying what has been at the heart of our race all these years.
Yep, that was fantastic.
So this is Kinetic Sculpture in Place.
That is right. And let's introduce ourselves,
Go right ahead.
My name is Cliff.
I'm Amy. We are your race announcers and your
That's right.
Kinetic Sculpture in Place announcers. We've got some people who've been messaging us on the YouTube chat. So
And you can too. If you're watching this on YouTube, just chat it to Jenna and
That's
she'll
right.
send it over to us.
So hello, Ellen Johnson. Lots of love going out to traffic control people. You're not doing it this year, but talk about a thankless job. William Barnhart, who is a glorious ground pounder, and Mary Bustamante. Thank you for being out there for us. We appreciate it. We have one more round that we will be doing, which is the engineering. So we've done pageantry, art, community, and now engineering. That's our pace. And a reminder, when we do our awards banquet, the grand champion will have all of these things. So all the top awards, somebody had to participate in every category.
That's how it works. And
That's
in
right.
case you're wondering if one of the participants you don't see getting these awards, you're going, that this person was in on everything. There's a reason for that.
Yeah. So we want to plug our merchandise. So first of all, the pint glass as designed by His Glorious Reason, Justin Hobart Brown. And
it's specially designed to hold both alcoholic and non-alcoholic beverages.
only non-alcoholic when on the course.
Amazing technology.
And it has the Kinetic Grand Championship and the Kinetic Sculpture Race on it and the top hat. So
And the chicken.
Cheers, Justin. Love you dearly. We also have this year's t-shirt as designed by a friend of the Baltimore folks. The octopus exemplifying all the different events that we have because we have so many choices.
That's right.
And we also have the Invisible Child's shirt.
Invisible?
Invisible.
Oh yeah, you can't see that.
Can't see it. So, but you can get all of this merchandise and more by going to kineticgrandchampionship.com if you would like to support Kinetic Universe and the race and all the other events that we do. And we do a lot of events. So be looking for, hopefully this fall, the Kinetic Classic, which is the kids race that I always
good.
Always
It's
do.
usually
I always
around
MC
Mother's
it.
Day, right?
Yep, but we're doing it at a different time of the year this year, so we're waiting to finalize the date, but be thinking fall or late summer for that. We're really excited about that. We have the trash fashion show, the Kinetic Couture, usually in October.
Right.
So if you're creative and you want to turn trashin' into fashion, it's for you. Of course, we have usually the remote Obega Ball or the Rutabaga Ball. Hopefully this coming 2022 year, we will have contestants and we will crown another queen. And as we all know, once a Rutabaga queen,
Always a rutabaga queen.
That's right.
Is right. Oh, and I also want to mention while you are at the website, if you want to contribute to this race, please do. This is really put together by a lot of hardworking volunteers, but there are things that that require money, like porta potties and permits and all that other stuff.
And paying to keep the museum where it is so we can all enjoy the glory on any weekend that we like. And the truth is that nobody gets paid at Kinetics. We're all volunteers.
Yep.
So the next and final round before we do our awards banquet is engineering. During this round, you will witness projectiles. We've never had projectiles before officially. We've had people sanctioned for projectiles. I'm talking to you, Captain Chuck of the Yellow Submarine. But now we are actually sanctioning projectiles.
That's through the social distance challenge, right?
Plus, there's the machine challenger, the solution and wildcard challenges, And before we do engineering, we have another special message for you, and this is a snippet out of The Glory of Queens. If you missed it last weekend, the little retrospective of our Rutabaga Glory, our Rutabaga Queens. So we have Rutabaga Queens for you, and then we will have the engineering round.
That's right. And of course, it's all for
the glory!
Absolutely.
For the glory! 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 For the glory!
Well, howdy there. Glad to see you came out to see me today. Introduce my friend here, the great Kinetic Wizard from Boulder, Colorado. Well, howdy there, you Freak Biker Unite buckaroos. This is Cowboy John here. I'm going to read some of this from my iPhone because I don't want to miss out on anything I have down. I'm doing it pretty straight this year. I'd love to be out on the sand dunes showing you how terrific this machine is, but there's just me down here in Albuquerque in my slut, Kinetic slut. That's what they call themselves up in Boulder. And she's been with me for many, many years. We've been doing Kinetics for a long time, over 25 years. So I want to say that I'm really honored today to present to the actually worldwide people that we're talking to, the community of Kinetic builders and bike builders all over the world. And my thanks goes out especially to my friends in Boulder who welcomed me in the Kinetics 35 years ago, and a lot of my good friends who live up there now. I mean, I've become friends with them since then. So I've been doing these sculpture challenges since the 80s. Also, I want to welcome my new friends out in California. I've had a good chance to go out and do those Kinetics a couple years ago, I guess it was, and I won this very, very prestigious award, the first to break down after leaving the plaza. I'm actually very proud of this award. I won the same award in Boulder, although we call it the Murphy's Law Award. I won it 3 years in a row. Also, I want to pay tribute to our founder, Hobart Brown, who taught me that we want to show kids that adults can have fun, and perhaps they won't be so scared of growing up to be an adult. I like to think that Hobart was like me when he was a kid, and he just didn't want to grow up. He said, I'm not going to grow up, be like that. I'm going to stay and have fun. And I've actually tried to do that to some extent or another, often not very successful. But we certainly do have fun with Kinetics, so y'all come out and see us.
Hi, Reed Spacer here. I have been building and racing kinetic sculptures off and on since '93, and from the start my design approach has been evolutionary. Try something and keep what works and change what doesn't. That and repurpose stuff. I almost never buy anything new. Our first race at the inaugural Corvallis event in '93 was a real learning experience. A tandem bike with skis bolted on for stability will not stay upright in mud, and you can not ride out of the water with a bunch of jugs tied to a bike. We kept the tandem and changed everything else. I can be very competitive, and when it comes to kinetic judging, engineering and art are highly subjective, but time is completely objective. So I've focused on speed, and we've done all right. To go fast, I wanted a design we could ride on the road like a bike and transition to a trike when extra stability was needed, like on sand, mud, and water. The bolt-on rear drive support I made does just that. Superstrut rails let us put the big wheels up for the road or down just a bit to make a sand trike or way down for mud and water. The back wheels are driven by a chain from the bike freewheel. We only engage the chain when we need it. The original wheels were 55-gallon drums. What a disaster they were. I replaced them with big inner tubes, and we Leo'd in Corvallis, but they were flimsy, so I replaced them with 3-speed bike wheels. But the wheels were too small to keep our rear end out of the mud, so I bolted 40-inch plywood discs to the wheels. In the mud, our front end was still too low, so I made a special mud fork. But now we were very tippy, so I completely remade the rear axle with a longer pipe. At our first Humboldt race, our skinny tires on their miles of sand wore us out, so I widened the rim to help us float on sand. Port Townsend mud had been our downfall enough times that I made mud bars to lever us forward should we be unable to pedal. For the water, we reposition our floats to the underside of the support bars. Steering is natural from blades mounted on the forks. For propulsion, we flip open 36 little fins and away we go. Over the years, our sculpture has evolved from a racing disaster to one of the fastest sculptures around. Remarkably, our sculpture has no welds. Everything's just bolted together. After the race, we unbolt it and put everything atop our car for the drive home. We never trailer anything. I hope this glimpse into our engineering approach will inspire some new racers. Kinetic racing doesn't have to be expensive or require particularly special skills or equipment. Imagination, resourcefulness, and persistence will get you to the finish line with a smile on your face. Hope to see you at the races.
Welcome to Fun Talks with Fun Guy. I'm Fun Guy with Humble Kinetic Works. Today what we've got for you is a video from one of our newest members. His name is Greg Z. McCracken. Let's listen in and see what he's got going on. Oh, hi, Team Fun Guy. Yes, here I am. I wanted you to see me doing some cool engineering stuff. You know, just so you know, I'm a cousin of Eggsy McCracken. He was on your team last year. So, this last year I've been thinking about what I should do for kinetic stuff because I really think it would be cool. Be just like my cool cousin, Eggsy. Anyway, what I've got here is my creation. Now, what makes it special is this front end, man. It is so cool. It flips over, and one night, I was just chilling, and came up with this idea to make it turn like this. And, oh, yeah, I think it's going to be pretty cool. As you can see, I got gears, and as I need to on the course, it becomes rough. All I got to do is just, gotta flip that front end and work some gears. I haven't worked out all the kinks, but it's coming along. So just here, watch me go. Check this out. Oh yeah, okay. Take a run, hit it hard. Oh, here we go. Big rocks. Left turn. Okay. Push through. Okay. Oh, got some big. Flip that front end. See, that's it right there. It's working for me. Oh, come on, let's go. Okay, back it up, speed it up, and okay, a little more. Hey, what's that over there? Back up, get a little more speed, get closer. My eyesight's not so good. Oh, hey, is that what is that? Oh, gotta be brave. Get away, kitty. Go and get out of here. Get. Whew. Boy, that's what they say you gotta do is you gotta act brave around them giant cats. And I'll see. Oh, there he is. He's mad dogging me. Better get him. There he goes. Here, it scared him away. Woo! Look at me go. Oh, hi, kitty. Nice kitty. He doesn't look like he's gonna be nice. I better get out of here. Oh, wait. Oh, no! Well, unfortunately, that was the last we saw of Greg Z. McCracken. Much like his cousin, Eggsy, he went too soon.
Hello, my name is Raspberry Fembot. For my Engineering Wildcard Challenge, I will be constructing a Bloody Mary. I am starting with 3 shrimp. Not only will this make a lovely surprise when the recipient is done with their drink, but it is an important counterbalance for the garnishes which will come later. A rock Cornish game hen. And a Scotch egg. As I make these with Texas chorizo, I refer to them as Skexus eggs. To make it just a little more kinetic, a pinwheel. And there you have an engineered Bloody Mary. When we are all together again, come by the Lance Camper and I will pour you a drink. Bon appetit.
All right, we're back. There is the ready-made kinetic sculpture. And this is our social distancing machine. So, this is a multi-purpose kinetic sculpture, as you can see. This is set up so that the pilot is a safe social distance, measured by that stick there, away from the kinetic sculpture, even though the pilot and all of the other Haminators are, in fact, already vaccinated. You can't be too careful these days. So that's the social distance there. Then here's the assistant pilot with a extraordinarily far social distance.
Very safe.
Very, very safe social distance away from the brake, because this is a safety feature here, you see. And then we have Juju Bear, who you may not recognize because they are in costume. Juju Bear has chosen to dress as Batman for this this challenge.
They also lost their legs in a fearsome
There
accident.
was a tragic accident when we were practicing this, but they are trooper, man. And so they're going to be placed in the holder there and launch socially distant away over there to the goats, maybe, or at least as far as the chickens, or perhaps backward, which is actually anti-social distance, but we'll see. It's a good adventure. So here we go. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1.
Oh, again? Juju!
And go!
There you go. Too tight.
3, 2, 1.
Oh, there they went.
Oh, Juju. That was not very socially distant, man.
No, that was not really launch.
All right, go.
Whoa! Come down, Charlie. Are you okay? He's alive! Yay!
So here down on the Funky Farm, we've been having some problems with Kenworth, our little kinetic goat, getting out of his fence. So we thought, well, shucks, he's always trying to get out to get the radishes, so maybe we can train him to buck the radishes to enforce a little social distancing between us and our neighbors. So let's see how it goes. Come on! All right, Kenworth. All right, Kenworth, you see the radish? You like the radish, Kenworth, don't you? Yeah, nope, don't eat it, Kenworth. No, you're gonna buck it, okay? You ready to buck the radish, Kenworth? Oh, there's the spirit. Still's gonna take a little training, but we'll get you launching that to enforce some social distancing in no time. All right, come on now, Kenworth. Let's hit the radish. Oh! Overeager there, Kenworth. All right, Kenworth, strike two. Oh! Good work! We found the radish. It came all the way over here. Good work, Kenworth! So here we have the device. This is what the ripcord wraps around to help Kenworth achieve his maximum velocity. And we were considering some bungee or other catapult designs, but it turned out that the ripcord not only gave us equal torque, but gave us smoother lateral motion. So Kenworth could focus on his tubers, and we could focus on our social distancing. All right, so here, Kenworth's pasture is a carefully calibrated machine, and so when Kenworth needs to spin around to hit the tuber of choice, we need to shim the ball bearing mechanism so that Kenworth can rotate on an exactly parallel plane to his pasture. So here I am putting some shims into the rotational mechanism to get the maximal lateral torque out of our ripcord device. Alright, so see now, Kenworth spins around. Perfect frictionless travel.
Want a radish?
Yeah. Or do I have a turnip in my pocket?
If you're gonna make trouble, make glorious trouble. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna count it down. 3, 2, 1.
And there goes the camera.
What's my camera?
Oh no, your weekend plans are ruined because you forgot your car. Again. You need the third wheel. The third wheel instantly converts any trailer into a cargo tricycle. With a third wheel, you'll always get your trip done right and back to work on your projects. The third wheel even pays for itself because you can kiss going to the gas station goodbye. Ask to have the third wheel package installed by your trailer dealership and never be caught shamefully standing in the parking lot again.
Oh no!
The third wheel!
That voice sounded familiar.
I wonder where it came from. How did they bribe you? Welcome back to Kinetic Sculpture in Place. I'm Amy.
I'm Cliff.
And we're going to do what we usually do on the stage in Ferndale, which is we're going to take some time to reminisce and thank some people while the judges tabulate the awards.
That is right. Much tabulation is going on.
And we have
the hundreds of tabulators in place
That's
with
right.
a bank of calculators and computers.
Abacuses. Abaci.
Yeah, that's right.
And we have like 25 awards to give out at our awards banquet, and we hope you have your appropriate dinner, TV dinner, standing
Perhaps
by.
a banquet TV dinner.
Peel off the foil. Yeah. So we've gotten some wonderful people in our chat. We want to say hello to Alicia Earnhardt and Dina Slayton, Mrs. Fungi, and Reed Larry from Corvallis, and Squid Can.
Squiddy.
And Alice, we love you. And we want to thank sponsors, because sponsors make the world better. Thank you, Northwest AppWorks and Humboldt Hot Sauce, Humboldt Pro Pet Care, the North Coast Co-op, and Captain Caption.
There you go.
So we've had people who've been donating, and if you would like to support Kinetics, Kinetic Universe, our race, our sculpture in place, you can do so by buying merchandise.
That's right. This beautiful cup designed by the glorious reason Justin Hobart Brown.
And it has not only the Kinetic chicken on it, it's got both Kinetic's Grand Championship and Kinetic Sculpture Race on it. It is the ultimate marriage of coolness.
That's right. You can use it as a cup or maybe a Shriner's hat.
Yes.
Whatever you want.
We have the awesome shirts from this year. This is the Invisible Kids shirt, and we are wearing both the tie-dye black and the plain black models, and the octopus representing the 8-legged monster that is kinetic sculpture in place with all the different challenges that we've had. And a round of applause to everybody who participated. It was incredibly creative and entertaining.
I'm really kind of blown away at the quality of some of these videos and the art and engineering and pageantry and
community.
Everything and community. It's just people really going all out. It's really been amazing.
That's a kinetic tradition, is to go all out. And some of the people who have gone all out are donors. And I've got a bunch of people to say thank you to. And some of these people are members of teams, so I'm not going to necessarily say the teams, but you know who you are. Thank you, Caitlin Vandewally and Nicholas Harris, Catherine Koop, Kira Hammond, Don Thomas, Robert Vandewally, Judy Davis, John Davis, Tina Kerrigan, Bruce Maxwell, Stephanie Panina, also Jasmine Loretson, Robert Borovac, Aaron Sheely, I hope I'm saying that close to right. That sounds right. The Goddess Jeno. Woohoo! Queen Dynamite, our floor director Jennifer, Scott Seago, Carol Kaig, Richard Berman, Sandy Sherman, they rhyme, Dina Slayton, Sir Queen Robotica, John Verplow, Joel Clark, the Wagner family, and Sandy Lewag. These are all people who have contributed. And if
Thank you.
Thank you. And
Thank
if you
you.
would
Thank
also
you.
like to donate to Kinetics, you can see the link at the YouTube. There's a little linky thing that you
I
can
think
click.
we can also put a link up on, there it is, right there.
There it is. You can
up
just
on
go
your
to the
screen.
website, and you can also shop the merch there if you want to get these like very special
There's also
goodies.
some patches that we don't have here,
Yet.
but you can see them on the website, and they're really cool. You can
And
get those as well.
We also want to remind everybody that our glorious Kinetic Museum is once again open.
next month.
Starting next weekend, which is June. And so that's going to be on the weekends on A Street between 5th and 6th, and Sir Queen Robotica presides there, of course.
And a whole cavalcade of kinetic history there in the museum. It's really absolutely wonderful.
And one of the things that they have there, I'm looking for it, it must have fallen, is the Kinetic Sculpture in Place bandana while they last. It's the only place where you can get it. And it's the logo designed by Katie Texas. And I mean,
Lots of low-price vintage merch.
lots of vintage merch at a discount. And of course, everything you buy supports the world of kinetics, the universe of kinetics, which includes not only our kinetic sculpture in place, but the World Championship race, the Kinetic Couture, the Kids Kinetic Classic,
Right.
the
and
Rutabaga Ball.
You definitely want to get some of this kinetic sculpture in place merch, because
We're not gonna see it again.
Although we want to forget this time, this pandemic, this is going to be a blip, in your whole
You'll still
lifetime.
do
You
grandchildren.
remember back during the pandemic? That was the years we had the pandemic, and look, I've got a shirt to commemorate it.
And also, to celebrate the creativity and the way that we've all been able to come together at a safe distance, because normally we would be spending the weekend intimately with 10,000 people, and that's not happening this year. Nor are we going to do the hundreds of kinetic family together for one glorious evening of cookout and sing along and going to bed early and being well rested at Crab Park. So this is our chance to be together safely, and thank you for being part of it. So when we get ready for the awards, we will do our official thank yous, just letting you know. And while the judges tabulate, we thought we would reminisce a bit on a kinetic glory.
That's right.
So first, a real tip of the hat to our Rutabaga royalty. Our queens have gone so above and beyond anything that Hobart originally thought that they would be. Instead of being just a pretty face, they've become the movers and the shakers of the kinetic universe.
And the holders of that kinetic flame.
That's right, that which we do not see. And a special nod out to Queen Shay, who is in Australia, organizing the new Canberra race. So we are
Now,
once again.
there was a race in Australia back when Hobart was around, but this is a new one.
Yes, he went to Australia to do a race. He went to Poland to do a race. Now Queen Shay, the Queen of Controversy, is in Down Under, and she's doing a Canberra race.
Yeah.
So that's very exciting for us in their springtime, which is this October. And so we want to nod our head to them. We also want to make a special nod of the hat to Queen Sir Robotica and Queen Monica for raising the royal pain. That's a really glorious family. And I don't just say that because they're our good friends.
And Sir Robotica, since there was no rutabaga queen selected this year
He will rule for
the first 2-time in a row since Bigtunia.
Chelsea has named herself queen in the chat.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
she is a Ruta badass queen. We know that, so because she's the evil queen, so we'll recognize her for that. But you don't get to select yourself Rutabaga queen. You have to be named by other Rutabaga queens. Sorry, Chelsea, we love you. And this is how we roll.
That's right.
So we have the honor of standing here not just as your race announcers and not just as Kinetic seers as named by Hobart, but as Kinetic pilots. So we have done this race ourselves. And we are the middle of 3 generations of a racing family.
It started off, at least in our family, with your father, Robert Cogan.
Who raced with Hobart. He raced with Allie Krause, he raced with Dwayne Flatmo, and he raced with Rob Dog with the Rabbit Aquabat.
Yep.
So he kept telling us about this glorious fun he was having, inviting us to come up and play with him.
And of course, we did. And in 1995, I raced with your father and Hobart Brown on the
fateful
Quagmire
final
Queen.
running of the Quagmire Queen.
That thing was insane. The Quagmire Queen, if you weren't around for that, and this was the second running of the Queen, this thing weighed several tons,
and
empty.
And Hobart used to use other machines to crash into as his brakes.
It
I remember
weighed
that.
several tons without anyone on it. It had like 12-foot wheels.
Right. I remember
and
being up
10
to
pilots,
here and stinging nettles trying to move it.
And 10 pilots, and it was...
And barnacles.
And barnacles. Oh, and like 5 barnacles. And Hobart up front steering.
And I thought he was going to drown in the bay.
And Amy is right. The brake, when we did the brake test on the plaza, he was using his... We had hand brakes, and they weren't very good.
Not for that. They wouldn't have been very good for like a little 2-man machine, but something like the Quagmire Queen, it was just a disaster.
And the thing is that at this point in his life, Hobart's hands were very arthritic, and he had a very hard time pulling this handbrake. And he literally stopped by crashing into other machines.
But that is not why the Rampmeister has the Rampmeister is not a target on the back of his vest.
We didn't crash into the Rampmeister.
That is because of Ken Beidelman and the albino rhino. And that had that huge rhino horn in the front. And yes, they did crash right into the back of the Rampmeister. And so hence we have the Rampmeister, who's also a seer, with his I am not a target vest that he wears every year. Blake, we love you. We miss you.
So I've also raced several times with
Carl.
With Team Hoosier Daddy. I raced on that big 10-pilot monstrosity.
Only Carl could make a machine like that and have it ace. Of course, not a year when you were on it.
I wasn't on it. I've never gotten an ace.
And our kids weren't on it either.
And so then I raced in their little 4-pilot machine with Hoosier as a pirate ship, and then of course both of our kids have raced.
That's right. Alexander was on Buffy the Killer Bunny, and Michael was on Team Hoosier Daddy when they were a disco machine. And we have a picture of him on the bay with the biggest smile we've ever seen on his face ever. I raced with June Moxon for a couple years. I was her co-pilot, and I gave up my seat to Emily Hobart Brown. So we've got lots of racing in our blood, but we love being your Kinetic race announcers and bringing glory to all of the people who create and sweat and all the rest of it. So we've got lots of love for this community, and we miss our Kinetic family. One of the great things about being here in the fully vaccinated Access Humboldt Studios is the people that we are able to be with, we can actually see and hug, and it's been such a long time. So it looks like the judges have like 5 more minutes to tabulate the votes. We're getting closer to a decision.
I can see Jenna working feverishly over at the computer.
Yes, with her abacus. We want to do, we'll do our official thanks before we start, but a special thanks right now to Matt and Juan of Access Humboldt.
Yay!
You guys are the best.
Yes.
We're not worthy.
Making this thing look professional, which is pretty.
That's right. And making us feel so
amazing.
at home.
Yes, it is. It really is wonderful here at the palatial
and cutting edge
Access Humboldt. Absolutely.
So what we would normally be doing on this day of the race, and what we look forward to doing next year, is starting on the Arcata Plaza with the noon whistle, and we do bring the noon whistle out of mothballs for this one day of the year. And the pilots line up across the street from their machines, and when the noon whistle goes off, they run and jump in and they circle the plaza. usually mostly in the same direction, but there's always,
Not always.
one or two individuals who want to do it a different way. And when the goddess Jeno decides it is time to open the gates, they do, and they head off on the course down through the Arcata Bottoms, past the Kinetic Lab, and to the Manila Community Center, where there is usually a big Kinetic fair with lots of good things to eat and drink. Then over the dunes, down the beach, up June's Dunes to Dead Man's Drop, where you usually are.
Now, one of the first awards that any machine can win is, of course, the Golden Dinosaur Award.
And the people who've won this are very proud of it.
That's right. As you could see in the videos you were watching earlier.
Yes. It is awarded to the first machine to break down after leaving the plaza.
Yeah,
if you break down on the plaza, you get nothing.
That doesn't count.
That's right.
Your engineering has to be good enough to make it at least around the plaza.
And off.
And then bad enough to break as soon as you're outside the plaza.
And then from Dead Man's Drop, which is quite harrowing. It gets deeper every year, I think. And it's got that turn at the bottom. Through the Razuli GMO mosquitoes, which are a hazard that's not really on the map. Over the...
Yeah, I'll tell you what, I don't miss the mosquitoes. Being here in the Access Humboldt studio, I don't miss getting bitten by the mosquitoes.
You know, Razuli got me. I've got one on my ankle.
Really?
I do.
That's pretty amazing.
He's dastardly, I'm telling you. They go over the Samoa Bridge, and then they end up at Halverson Park for the top secret Kinetic after party, which is where our finish line is for day 1. And then day 2 is our water crossing. We go into the bay and out of the bay, and the direction is determined by the tides.
That's right.
And past Eureka Natural Foods for lunch, and then down the Halverson Trail and up and over Lolita Grade, which is actually very, very challenging. The first year we detoured machines to Lolita Grade, a lot of them had trouble with their brakes because the bay crossing was closed because of high winds. And then they end up at the finish line for day 2 at Crab Park, which is our chance to get together with our Kinetic family. And it's a lovely, quiet evening where people have a nutritious meal and get together.
Kudos to the County of Humboldt for actually now naming
Officially.
that area Crab Park.
And then day 3.
It actually is officially called Crab Park now.
Day 3, we leave Crab Park and cross the Eel River and through the gravel pit, which is a real hazard. It's a day 3 challenge. We used to have slippery, slimy slope. Now we have the gravel pit, which is quite something. And cross the glorious finish line in downtown Ferndale in front of what used to be Hobart's Gallery. And those nice folks are always there. So we are ready to move towards our actual awards. And we start with our thank yous. So thank you very, very much to all of our sponsors, Northwest AppWorks, Humboldt Hot Sauce, Humboldt Pro Pet Care. You want to put on your glasses?
Yeah.
You can do the last
seeing
2.
Device. Okay, there we go.
Last 2.
Okay, we've got the North Coast Co-op and Captain Caption. Yes.
We also want to once again thank Matt and Juan at Access Humboldt. You guys are awesome. And if you guys enjoyed all the montages of videos, thank you to Jay for all of his work. Thank you, thank you, thank you. To everybody. So thank you to the glorious founder.
Thank you to the glorious reason.
Thank you, Kinetic Universe.
Thank you to all, what does that say?
Participants.
Oh, that's participants?
Yeah.
Party pants is what it says.
Yeah, party pants.
Thanks
exactly.
to all party pants or participants.
Thank you, judges.
And committee members.
Thank you, volunteers.
And donors.
Thank you, glorious spectators.
Access Humboldt.
Thank you, Rutabaga Royalty.
And a thank you to anyone else who we've forgotten to thank, which I'm sure
We'll
is
say, as
plenty
Hobart
of you.
used to say, thank you. And now, before we go to our first awards, we would like to do what is traditional and have a moment of laughter as remembering those members of our Kinetic family who are no longer with us. On the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Ha!
Great remembrance.
Yes, because they bring us joy. Well, it is time for our awards. We have been spirited the results.
All right,
And we're going to go to a video from Robot.
Okay.
All righty.
All right, so we've got awards coming up your way shortly.
But first, a word from Sir Queen Robotica.
Good afternoon, Kinetic Race fans. Congratulations on making it to the awards ceremony. It was a long ride, but hey, at least you're not pedaling. Before we get to the objective and subjective awards, as Reed Spacer so gloriously described in his previous videos, I want to take a moment to talk about Spirit Awards. Awards that represent the culture of the kinetic sculpture race. Glorious founder Hobart Brown would reward individuals with the title of seer, as I'm sure Cliff and Amy will describe in their introduction. And during those speeches, he would speak about the core values of kinetic sculpture racing. Things like finding beauty in chaos and rooting for underdogs, rewarding efforts over accomplishments, trying hard, failing, trying again, and failing again, but more gloriously. And to that effect, he would give out similar awards, such as the Golden Flipper or the Second to Last. And to me, these awards represent the culture of kinetic sculpture racing versus the objective winner of who was the fastest. The trophy that I get to hand out, created
Lawrence J. Peters,
who's the same person that nominated Hobart for his Nobel Peace Prize. Some of the business students in the live stream may recognize that name from the Peters Principle, in which he states that all people in a hierarchy arise to the level where they are least effective. In that, if you are good and efficient at your job, you will keep being promoted and given new jobs until you're no longer good and efficient at them. If you read his book, Peter's People, he directly attributes this principle to working with kinetic sculpture racers. And thus, for the race, he created the Golden Dinosaur, an award that is given to the first machine to break down after leaving the plaza. You spend all this time building something, you test it, or maybe you don't test it. You make circles around the plaza, you make it through a brake check, you're feeling good, you leave the plaza, and something goes wrong. You have to fix it on the spot and keep going. You're not supposed to let that first failure stop you from completing the race. That's why I am proud to present this year's Golden Dinosaur to a kinetic sculpture in place team who took the time to turn their failures into art and produce secondary videos in which they just took time to laugh at their own mistakes. This year's Golden Dinosaur winner goes to Team Asgard. All right, thank you for the laughs. And now, back to Cliff and Amy with the rest of the awards.
Hey, look at that. We're on television.
It's time for awards, and that means... So for everybody who's been watching all of the participants and all of the different challenges, now it's time to peel the foil off your TV dinner and get ready to hear who has won what.
That's right. It is officially the awards banquet. Yummy.
And to present our first award, the Goddess Jeno.
Yay!
Thank you. Thank you very much.
You are the
Thank you very much.
You made this trophy, right?
Thank you very much. I did. I actually I made this award, and it's the royalty-free award. And the royalty-free award goes to, drumroll please, Bust a Move, and Jennifer, Queen Diamond.
Yay!
Our floor director.
Our next award is our Judy Bear Award, which we do to commemorate our beloved family member, Judy, the teddy bear lady. And this year's trophy, it says it was made by Robart, but it's actually made by Rob Dog.
Oh, that's true.
Well, I think Robot's making another Judy Award also.
Because it's a lovely little mobile that's got bicycle chain and it's got little leaves and a heart that Robbie made. It's lovely. And that goes to the Haminator, Choo-Choo Bear. Okay. The next award, Cliffy.
This one is the Orca Award, Original
Radical Citation Award.
Okay. And now that one's made by Robot,
Yes.
right? All right. That award goes to, and what does that exactly mean?
It means Original Radical Citation Award.
And that's spelled wrong. That's supposed
It's
to be, citation.
citation.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
So for a whale.
Orca, whales.
Okay.
And if you thought about it, who did we see with the giant orca?
Blackfish Galloping.
Peter!
Go Peter.
All right.
We need a studio audience.
We do. Our next award is called Once Upon a Pond. Tracy made this award, and it goes this year to Green Goddess.
Woo! The crowd goes
Yay!
wild.
Clap and you have 10 minutes.
Normally we have people making their way through the banquet hall, running up to the stage, getting their trophies from the Queen.
You can
The theater of
imagine
the
all that
mind.
in
We
your
can
mind.
imagine these things.
Right.
Okay. Our next award
This
is the
is
documentarian.
The documentarian. Bob is the trophy maker for this one. And this award goes to New Mexico Roadrunner!
Yay! And he's one of our racers who actually comes and races in person when we are all together, which is very wonderful to honor him with this.
Absolutely.
Our next award is the Jackson Pollock Award. I can
like
only
that.
assume this has something to do with art and explaining your art. And this trophy was made by Tracy once again, and it goes to Reed Spacer. Woo!
All right. Next is the Cousteau Award.
The divers get back into their
Zodiac.
their zodiac and head back to the ship. Yes.
That's right. Bob made this, and that goes to Creature Quads.
Yay!
That thing was amazing. I loved his sculpture.
Yeah. The next award is called They Stayed in Town. We used to have one that was They Came From Out of Town, but because we're kinetic sculpturing in place, it's They Stayed in Town, and this year's trophy was made by Tracy, and it goes to the Oaklander. Yay! I loved how they created the whole course in their own backyard, so to speak. It was
Which
great.
is pretty cool.
All right. Now we have the Social Climber Award. This was the most votes. If you were, like I was, going to kineticgrandchampionship.com during the week and looking at all the Social Climber videos, you had a chance to fill out one ballot. And so they tabulated those, and amongst the 7 entries, one came out on top. And that was
Royal Pain and Friends.
And the trophy was made by my very good friend, Seven, also known as Queen Gloria Kinetica, welder extraordinaire and all-around awesome human being.
Mm-hmm.
Now we come to the Goddess Geno Award.
The Goddess Geno Award. So I'm trying to learn how to make trophies, so I actually made a trophy.
Yay!
And it goes to, of course, the amazing Team Fembot, because, you know, she wrote me into her song. Like, how could I not, you know, award her? So, yay, Team Fembot.
Yay. Remember, it's the red one. Okay.
And so now we've done that. We are going to do the overall most unique in the 4 PACE categories: pageantry, art, community, and engineering.
And we in that order?
Roll over to, should we do pageantry first?
Pageantry first.
Throw it over to Chris Taylor.
So yes,
yes.
this would be take it away. Oh, great, Chris.
You're throwing it over to Chris now.
Yeah.
Great Greetings and salutations, fellow Kinetonauts. It is I, Princess Chris, aka the Royal Herald, and also apparently the announcer for the Pageantry Awards. So let's get started, shall we? First off, of course, as always, in third place for Pageantry this year for Kinetic Racing and Placing is Humboldt Kinetic Works, aka Team Fun Guy. Yeah. I'm gonna pause now for applause. Like this is normal life. Cool. Excellent. So now, second place for Pageantry in this year's Kinetic is Team Wiggle Waggles. Bravo. I'd clap, but this is a selfie camera, and that's kind of hard to do, but there you go. I should have given you enough time to applause. Good job, Team Wiggle Waggles. Wagglers, pardon me. And finally, in first place, you know them, you love them. Dramatic pause. Asgard Racing, first place Pageantry. Congratulations, you guys. I had absolutely nothing to do with the judging, even though they're part of my team. I swear to God, it was totally impartial, totally balanced. I promise. Swear. Well, that's it, ladies and gentlemen. Miss you all. Enjoy the rest of your Kinetic race this year, and we'll hopefully see you on the ground next year. Bye for now.
All right.
Thank you, Royal Herald Chris.
Thank you, Chris. Always good to hear from you.
And congratulations to all the pageantry winners. Next come the art awards.
Yes, we're looking forward to the art. The art is always fantastic. And of course, I think it's appropriate that giving the art awards is going to be
an artist. The awards this year were made by Queen Monica, the goddess of entertainment, her first attempt at glass fusing, and it's awesome. I love these awards. And to present them, we would like to introduce you to Queen Lotta Paint Buckets, Katy, Texas.
Hi there, Kinetic fans. It's Queen Lotta Paint Buckets here to give out the awards for Best Art. Because like I always say, if life is a cake, art's not the icing, it's the oven. So let's get started. Now, the Kinetic Sculpture in Place third place art winner is Team Chimera. Good job, Team Chimera! Yay! Woohoo! Excellent job, y'all. That was really, really fun. Now, the second place for the best art goes to Team Asgard Racing. Yay! Woo! Team Asgard Racing. Wow! Yeah! Take a bow, guys. Woo! Go ahead. Okay, that's enough. That's enough. Thank you. Good job. Good job. And now, the best art in the Kinetic Sculpture in Place 2021. First place in art goes to Team Wiggle Wagglers. Yay! Yeah! Woo! Go Team Wiggle Wagglers! You're the best! Yeah! Woohoo! Go do art for the glory!
Yay, Katy, Texas!
For the glory!
Fantastic.
We're going to recap those art
If you couldn't hear it
awards.
because it was kind of low, it was...
Third place.
Third place was Chimera.
Second place was Asgard Racing.
And first place is Team Wiggle Waggers.
Wiggle Waggles. I loved their love story from Down Under. That was so sweet. Next is community engagement. It's something that's always been at the heart and center of Kinetics, and this year we're actually recognizing it, which makes me very happy.
They're gonna read it.
So congratulations for third place in community engagement.
And first off, we want to thank, let's see.
This is who made the...
Okay, Karen.
Karen made all the trophies.
These awards.
Yes.
Fantastic.
So.
All right, so the third place winner in community engagement is Asgard Racing.
Yay!
Yay!
Second place in community engagement is
Need
More
More
Cowbell! And first place in community engagement, last year's grand champion,
Team
Pineapple!
Yes.
And finally, we have our engineering awards that were made by Ted. And so, to announce them, take it away, Tracy.
Hi, this is Tracy Norman Rampy here to introduce the third place engineering winner, Team Goddess, one of my favorites. The second place winner of engineering is Team Needs More Cowbell. Woo! First place in engineering, Team Chimera.
Congratulations, everybody. So now we move to the big awards.
Ooh,
and the first,
big money.
The big one first is Volunteer of the Year. Jenno, you want to tell us a little bit about the Volunteer of the Year and how this person earned this honor?
Sure. So this award goes to Jay, and Jay has spent a million hours helping us coordinate this entire event. So he has all the production know-how. And let me tell you, if it weren't for Jay and Access Humboldt, we would not be able to put this on this year. And so from Jennifer and Jay have done a really great job, but we really want to make sure we shout out Jay because he's done a fantastic job this year. So thank you, Jay.
Yay, Jay!
And Monica and Robot made the award. Thank you, Monica and Robot.
Yay! Excellent. Our overall most unique award, this is a trophy made by Tracy. Each judge voted for their favorite. And this went to...
Let's see, a Mary's River Metal Work and...
Orgle Kids USA collaboration.
Wow.
Most unique. Our penultimate award, which is usually our mediocre award, but we don't have one this year because there is no dead middle, because we're in place.
Right.
Is?
It says best, overall best, most entertaining, must pace to get this, by the way.
Right.
Trophy maker is Stephen.
No, 7.
Oh.
It's Gloria Kinetica.
7. My
Again.
bad. Looks like Stephen.
All the judges got one vote. And the winner this year is Asgard Racing! And our PACE Grand Champion, these people must pace, so they had to participate in the pageantry, the art, the community, the engineering. And Tracy made the trophy, which I have seen. It is gorgeous. It's this like very cool metallic kinetic chicken thing. It's awesome.
We should have put pictures of that.
And this is based on points. So the people who had the most videos got the most points.
Makes sense.
So our grand champion, our PACE Grand Champion this year is
Royal Pain and Friends.
Glorious Gadgets of the Occasional Good, but mostly complicated chaos. They had a score of 159.58 points.
Which is great.
That's what happens when you have a true rutabaga queen household, let me tell you. You have a lot of glory.
That's right.
Thank you again for being with us as glorious spectators. Thank you again, Access Humboldt, Matt and Juan. We love you guys so much. Thank you, Queen Dynamite, our floor director. Thank you, Goddess Jenno. Thank you, Kinetic Universe. Thank everybody who contributed anything, ideas, trophies, videos, and thank you for being part of this next year.
Thank you to the board of Kinetic Universe.
And all the volunteers, and the committee. And again, if you want to support Kinetics, kineticgrandchampionship.com. You can make a donation. You can buy merchandise. You can give us suggestions. We're open to ideas. If you want to volunteer, we're always looking for volunteers as well. The museum will be open again starting this coming weekend. Not this weekend, but next. Thank you, Sir Queen Robot, for being there all the time. And thank you again, sponsors. Thank you, Glorious Reason.
Big thank you to all the participants, because without all of you going to the trouble of making all this craziness and making all these videos and doing all this, we wouldn't have the kinetic sculpture in place.
So a reminder, we do have events coming up. It looks like September, she says, fingers crossed, we will have the Kids Kinetic Classic, the Kinetic Couture Trash Fashion Show, and then hopefully next May, we will have the Rutabaga Ball and Kinetic Sculpture Race again. And then we're going to end on one last thing that we always say. And everybody in studio, come join us. Come on, Jenna, we need you. Come on, Dynamite, we need you. We're going to go with this on the count of 3.
Be on camera.
1, 2, 3.
For
the glory!